Shubor nakaslem jong nongsan Hima.
Myntri Rangbah kajala Dr. Conrad Kisangma wala pelan ya ke Meghalaya Youth Survey Portal halor ke Youth Policy haka khatwai tarik unopra arhajar arpo ha State Convention Center Shillong. Watla shimlala menidon lang hakani kesengi nakadau maula syakta au kenyang jingpang COVID-19 nrai wala yo ban pelat Rangbah kerensan online haka balai don lang Commissioner and Secretary Katanadila Kai Dr. D. Vijay Kumar IAS ka Director kong WM Booth bat kiwei kibala sya khots ngobha kajing pelat ya kani ka Meghalaya Youth Survey Portal kalong bakipad ba kila ban ai yala kijong kijing ai jingmut shwa ban pentrai kam yaka hapo kajala house name umban wan hakani kasngi layo ya kijing ai jingmut nakikato kani ki riu paukmat Kibakantup, your brother Solomon Morris, Principal Jongka Saint Edmund School, Ba Mark Lightplang, Aaron Lalu, Vijay Bursad, Bat Kiwei.
And then they can pay to the people who are actually skilling. So the money also kind of circulates in the economy and we can do something innovative and interesting to both create jobs for a set of people and also enable and provide skills for another set of people. So that is the whole idea. That's one very interesting thing we think we want to put in place. The second one is youth clubs. I mean, there are already a large number of youth clubs, but again, how to strengthen these, how to ensure that they are able to do systematically some specific activities, whether it is counseling, whether it is skilling, whether it is just providing a space, recreational space for young people to be. So that's another thing. The third one is this institutionalized competitions calendar. So we do have again, education department has a number of school level, district level competitions, whether it is on math, whether it is on science. But again, we feel that these are all not very, there's no kind of defined calendar and defined set of, incentive structures, everything well defined. So we want to just make this more structured. Then, of course, there's a helpline. This is, I think, something that a lot of people were talking about. In fact, yesterday in our discussion in Darwals with deputy commissioners, everybody was of the view that at the district level it should be a decentralized model, and some fund has to be provided because we give small funds to the district level, and some in each district people do these programs. But they were talking about a dedicated youth fund where there's a committee comprising of not just the administration but also representatives from the youth themselves, and who are able to kind of allocate these resources. So these are some proposed interventions which we have. As I said, nothing is frozen. Our timelines is to come up with a draft by early January, put it out again in the public domain, get feedback, and the latest, by the budget session, which is by February, get this policy and get it going, and then from April to implement it. So that's the kind of timeline we have.
Our work has been to turn the I don't knows into I'm not sure now, but I'm willing to take the steps to get there. And I think any youth policy has to protect these areas of youth development. The first is aspiration. Aspiration as a word is a very large umbrella and it encompasses so many ideas, but I think to keep it very simple and in marking my time, aspiration is the idea that I can be more, do more, and see more of me than what I'm told I can be. For aspiration to take shape, so you'll be very, very happy to know that following the last 17 years of our work, this is now our second year of Aspire in the districts. Last year we touched 5,229 youth. This year we're already on to a 1,201st admission as of this morning. What is happening is the talent pool in the state, if you look at the surveys we have created, I wish I could put this on the screen, but I will highlight the top 4 areas that young people in rural districts feel they are inclined to as a career. The first, sir, if you believe it or not, is teaching. It's the very first thing that a young boy or girl in class 10, 11, 12 says is a potential career for me. I'll get to the reasons later. The second is nurses, doctors or healthcare workers, ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers. The third is, believe it or not, performing arts. The children we work with and the young adults in that age bracket of 8 years old all the way up to 24, for the majority, being able to sing is not just a hobby, it's something they desperately want to turn into a career, but there are absolutely no opportunities to make a hobby turn into a talent that's identified and then move that into the realm of a livelihood. That's it's like a chasm, sir. There's so much talent, but there's no opportunity to turn that talent into raw livelihood opportunities, and that will take some thinking. The fourth is, over the last 5 years, the trend has reversed. It used to be government service. The fourth, ladies and gentlemen, is entrepreneurship, especially for those over the age of 19. It's a different story for those under the age of 19, but as they quickly approach adulthood, the choice, number 4 on the list, is entrepreneurship. And number 5 are the defense forces, army, police, civil police, these sorts of positions. So these are the aspirations of our youth in rural Meghalaya as of today.
And I really wanted to talk to all of you and hear you out, but because of circumstances I couldn't make it, but obviously because of technology, at least I can somehow be there in your presence and hear all of you. I won't say much because I'm really here to listen from all of you first. The only thing I would like to say is that the purpose of really calling this is to really interact and get an understanding of how we should move forward with the youth policy. So I always tell my team that when we go for the youth policy, there is something that the government wants and we want to see how our youth should be. But then obviously the youth also want themselves to be seen as something and they have their own aspirations. So therefore it's important to bring all of these together at a meeting point, be there, and this policy should be reflective of both the government's objectives and the youth's aspirations. So that's the reason why we are here to have a consultation and a discussion on how we should move forward. Just to give you a brief idea, the reason why we give a lot of stress on the youth policy is because we strongly feel that youth is our greatest strength. And if we can channelize the energy in a positive manner, it can be a constructive force. And if you are not able to channelize the energy, it could be a destructive force. So therefore, I'm not trying to say that youth is negative or positive, that's not my point. But my point is that the government and the society at large must realize that there is this energy and this power in the youth, and we need to shape it and direct it in the right direction. We're looking at entrepreneurship in this whole aspect. We obviously are looking at education and different aspects to add to it, of course education being a separate subject, but how will this youth policy also incorporate that aspect? We're looking at also the differently abled and how we could bring them into the youth policy, and the 41,000 people who are there in the state who have disability challenges. So all these aspects are areas which we would like to cover. And we really like to see that our youth becomes a youth force that is productive, that is patriotic, that is passionate, hardworking, sensitive to gender equality, sensitive to the environment. These are different qualities which we would like to inculcate in our youth. And how could this youth policy shape that and bring that forward is really what the challenge is. And I look forward to listening from all of you and your ideas, what you think they could be. And please be very, very free to talk because you really need to discuss. I'll be sitting here for some time, listening to some of the talks that go on. And you'll get this opportunity to really interact with us and the people who will ultimately frame this policy. So therefore, it's a great opportunity. Please utilize it. And please give your opinions and your ideas and suggestions on how we could come out with the best youth policy possible in the country today. So I would want our Meghalaya policy to be kind of setting the standards at a certain level which other states then will follow. So that's really what I really want. So good luck with the program, and I thank Dr. Vijay and the entire team for having organized this. I thank all of you for taking your time out and coming for this program. It means a lot to all of us, especially to me. And once again, apologize for not being there physically. I'm sure all of you would not want me also to be there physically at this point in time. So it's good to join online, and it's good to at least be able to be part of this very, very interesting, and I'm sure it is going to be a very, very productive session today. So thank you very much, and good luck, and over to you, Dr. Vijay.